just continue now our discussion. So the next one, let me just fix this one. Okay, the next one is Agile model. Now, this one is also super ideal. Okay, like yeah, waterfall model, incremental model, agile model. So those are the things that you can use. Now to summarize it real quick, if you have a uh, well-defined and there are no changes anymore with your project, then waterfall model is one best to go model. Okay, and then incremental model is also good. Depends on your project, but that's 50-50 between agile and then waterfall. Oh, you can also use B model. It's like what I mentioned a while ago. That is not also it's also quite risky. There are some disadvantages in terms of small projects. Okay, and yeah, commitment to your customer. Agile model is really ideal, especially if you haven't finalized everything yet. Okay, like you are still under proposal of your project, but you have already proposed the project, you have already, or it was already accepted by the by Sir Dion, and let's just be go straight with Sir Dion since he's the one who's going to, of course, check everything. He's the one who's going to approve your project. Now, this one is ideal since this one is from the word agile, from it's weak or versatile. Agile process model refers to a software development approach based on iterative development. Agile methods break tasks into smaller iterations or parts do not directly involve long-term planning. Okay, so it's a quick release project also. The project scope and requirements are laid down at the beginning of the development process. So plans regarding the number of iterations, the duration and scope of each iteration are clearly defined in advance. Okay. However, since this one is called versatile, so even though you don't have a clear defined projects or features, can have some changes from time to time. So this one is okay, since each iteration is considered as a short time frame in the agile process mode, which typically lasts from 1 to 4 weeks only. So even though there are some changes, you can easily change that one since this one is just a short and small feature of your project. Okay, so the division of the entire project into smaller parts helps to minimize the project risk and reduce the overall project delivery time requirements. Okay, so someone will do maybe the lagging button, I mean, not lagging button, someone will do the lag in system, someone will do the lag out system, another one will do create the dashboard, and then probably all of you again will help each other and then try to dissect and then yeah, differentiate everything into smaller features, and then that's the only time that you can have the lower risk iterative uh, basis or creating a certain feature. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is as much as possible, try to make it as a small feature or small module as much as possible. And then just combine them as soon as we are now working completely. Okay, so that is the advantage of this one. So division of the entire project into smaller parts helps to minimize the project risk and to reduce the overall project delivery time requirements. So each iteration involves a team working through a full software development lifecycle, including planning, requirements analysis, design coding, and then testing before a working product is demonstrated to the client. Okay. Now, this is not the final one. We have a lot of uh, subset of agile model. But before that, here is the figure of the agile model. So of course, you'll start with brainstorm, design, development, quality assurance, and then deployment. So again, I won't be reading them one by one anymore. So here are the agile testing methods. So aside from, let's see, being called agile, we also have this Scrum, we have this Extreme, Crystal, chartering, and so on and so forth. So there's actually a lot of kinds of testing methods under Agile. But the first one is the most reliable one. Okay, so if you will use Agile, I highly recommend you guys to use the Scrum testing method. Okay, why? Because Scrum is an Agile development process focused primarily on ways to manage tasks in team-based development conditions. So there are three roles in it. The first one is the Scrum Master, or your leader, okay, or the one who's coding, okay, the one who's going to propose the project, or the one who knows probably everything, okay, the most intelligent one in your group. Okay, next one is the product owner, your customer, the one whom you are proposing your project. And then lastly is the Scrum team, or the rest of the member. Of course, this one will be the ones going to manage and work and organize together to complete the sprint or cycle of your project. Okay, so yeah, that's all about Scrum. We also have extreme programming, but this one is for there's one like for experts. Okay, extreme programming is more like this agile method is very fast, right? And then if you want to make it more faster, then you have to use this testing method, extreme programming, okay, or XP. So this type of method is used when customers are constantly changing demands or requirements, or when they are not sure about the system's performance. So this is one thing that you guys need to bear in mind. So that's why the only one that should use this testing method are the experts, since they can deliver the project real quick, and then they can change some of the features real quick. They can modify it and then deliver it again to the customer. Okay. We also have result, which is not that much used. So there are three concepts of this method. We have this chartering, cyclic delivery, and then wrap up. So yeah, I won't be reading this one anymore, but yeah, feel free to read this one also. But yeah, it's quite straightforward, I guess. But do not use this one. It's not that much good as the agile testing method. We also have dynamic software development method, which is also in, under agile. So this is the rapid application development strategy for software development and gives an agile project distribution structure. So the essential features of the SDM are that users must be actively connected. So this one is like the same with B model, and teams have been given the right to make decisions. The techniques used in the SDM are time boxing, Moscow rules, and then prototyping. So here are the 7 stages of the SDM. So from pre-project to post-project. So I won't be reading them anymore. Okay, so we also have FPD, which is also one of the most used testing method under Agile method. So this method focuses on deciding and building features. So in contrast to other smart methods, FPD describes the small steps of the work should be obtained separately per function. Okay, so feel free to read more or watch more videos under FPD if you are into decide and do, or if you have a lot of features under your system. And then we also have lean software development. So this testing method follows the principle just in time production, which is, I don't highly agree with this one, since we must be always ahead of time in delivering our projects, not just in time, but always ahead, since there are always feedbacks, there are always changes, there are always modifications, problems, errors, bugs, everything, okay, that you guys need to consider after delivering a project. Okay, so you must have like 3 months, 4 months to check everything if it's a big project, or probably 1 month or 2 months if it's a small project. Okay, so it also has 7 phases from eliminating ways to optimize the whole. Okay, now when to use agile model. So when frequent changes are required, so this is the major thing that you guys need to remember when it comes to agile model. So yeah, it's quick release, and then there's always changes in the features in the modules. Then this one is ideal. So when a highly qualified and experienced team is available, if there is, well, just never mind this one, since I'm not really sure, okay, if you can call yourself a highly qualified and experienced team is available. So if there is at least one maybe, then yeah, this is a really ideal model for you to use. Okay, there's at least one. I guess at least one is already enough. Okay, in most cases, believe me, there is only one programmer. Okay, and then the rest, uh, we'll go to documentation, and then uh, the one that will sponsor everything, the rich person in the group. So yeah, and then when a customer is ready to have a meeting with the software team all the time. So it's like if the model also like you have this so-called commitment or communication your customer. And then of course when the project is small, so that is why this one is suitable for your thesis, since this one is for small project, and then small modules, small feature. Okay, so here are the advantages of Agile Mod. So frequent delivery from time to time, yeah, certainly if this is already good, if this is fine, this is okay, okay, if this is already perfect, okay, or above from his expectation, okay, and then face-to-face communication with clients. But of course, since we are in ODL, you only ask your advisor handler. Okay, but before, of course, they do this one face-to-face. They present your project face-to-face, and then efficient design and fulfills the business requirement. Okay, and then anytime changes are acceptable, and then it reduces total development time. So here are some disadvantages. Due to the shortage of formal documents, it creates confusion and crucial decisions taken throughout various pieces can be misinterpreted at any time by different team members. So since most of you are only focusing on your own, in your own project, you forgot to have a formal documentation uh, already at that certain point of time, since supposedly there is only one or two is going to do the documentation, and then the other one will do the programming or the coding. So you don't expect the programmer to document what he or she is also doing. Okay, that's only ideal, since if I'm a programmer, I want to focus on the program. So you must be the one who's going to document what I'm trying to do. So just interview me, what I did with this line of code, what I did with this module. And yeah, we'll just tell you everything to document everything. Okay. Since it's already quite unfair, or it's already a one-man team rather, if I did the coding, I did the programming, and then I will also do the documentation. So you guys or the other team members didn't do anything anymore. Okay. So it's a big burden for me already. Well, I can do that, but of course, the others wasn't able to contribute anything anymore. All right. And then due to the lack of proper documentation, once the project completes and the developers allotted to another project, maintenance of the finished project can become a difficulty. Okay, so those are the disadvantages of Agile model. So were you guys able to follow or understand when, how, or why to use Agile model?
Yes, sir. Got some idea.
So I hope everything is clear. Next one is we have iterative model. This one is quite straightforward actually. Iterative is like repetitive process, right? So I won't reading this one anymore since we don't have enough or that much time anymore. Anyway, so of course, after doing this one, the first phase of your module, it will go over to the same, uh, let's see, checking. So under design, it will check the design, the view of this one, the view of the testing, the view of the implementation, and then the view again. Okay, until as you have may notice, iteration one is quite the same this one. However, the requirement is now like gone, and then we now have the testing instead of analysis. So this one is like the upgrade version, like the 2.0 version of your iteration one. So this is a new a new module, but this one was based from your first module. All right, so it's like module 1 2.0 or 2.0. Okay, before it will be deploy, and then before it will be maintained. So it will go through iteration one and iteration first. All right. So again, for the descriptions of each stages, I will be reading to you guys. Now, when to use iterative model. So when requirements are defined clearly and easy to understand, when the software application is large, so this one is ideal. Again, yeah, you can use iterative model, I guess, even though your project is small, though it will take you a super long time, especially if you are really going to follow this one. Okay, so but in reality, of course, it's just uh for compliance sake. We don't really follow everything in SDLC, okay, in software development lifecycle. So we just get the idea, okay, the things that we need to do. Probably, we only stick into tool, the development, and then testing. And just those two, you know. With that, you'll be able to finish every day. That depends on your techniques, strategies, and how to finish that project at first. But yeah, in terms of documentation, then this one is not good if your project is small. Okay, another reason when to use iterative mode is when there is requirement of changes in future. Okay, so again, the main advantage of this one is if your features or if your project itself will evolve more. Okay, like you don't expect that what to stick into that version, especially if that application is a game. So of course, from time to time you have to update, you have to remove some bugs, you have to improve your project. Then iteration or iterative model is super ideal. Okay. All right. So going back right here, here are some advantages. Testing and debugging during smaller iteration is of course easy. Parallel development can plan, easily acceptable to ever-changing needs of the project. And then these are identified and resolved during iteration. And then limited time spent on documentation and extra time on designing. So here are some disadvantages. It is not suitable for smaller projects since the time frame is uh, quite long. So it's not good for quick release projects. And then more resources may be required. Design can be changed again and again because of imperfect requirements, and then requirement changes can cost over budget. So this one is also costly. Project completion date not confirmed because of changing requirements. So let's just say that there is no project completion with this one. This one is the like the 5 years commitment, 10 years commitment of this project. Especially if you're going to work uh, under animation or game, triple A games uh, on let's see, Android or PC games. Okay. Then second to the last is the Big Bang model. So you might thought that this is already the last one, but this is not the last one. So second to the last is the Big Bang model. Now this one is useful if there is only two of you guys. Yeah, that's right. If there are two of you in a group, then you can use Big Bang model. And there is no like reader. Okay, so if both of you are really doing everything together, then Big Bang model is ideal. So in this model, developers do not follow any specific process. So it's like if freestyle. Okay, most likely this is what actually we do. This is uh, what you will do. Even though let's say you will see that yeah, ma'am, sir, we will use waterfall model, we will use agile model. But in reality, the one that you will do, okay, is a big bang model. Why? Because this one will not, you don't have to follow any specific process. No one will check if you are really following the specific process. Okay, so this one is ideal. Development begins with the necessary funds and efforts in the form of inputs, and the result may or may not be as per cost as the customer's requirement because in this model, even the customer requirements are not defined. So it's like no one is really sure on of what they are really doing. So this model is ideal for small projects like academic projects or practical projects. So there you go. Those are the keywords in order for you to use these big bang model like academic projects. This is yeah, it fits the requirement. Practical projects, yeah, it fits the requirements. Okay, so one or two developers can work together on this model. So if you're a single person, single person. Syempre, of course, if you're a single, you're also one person only. What I mean is, if you're a one-man team, rather, okay, you don't have any group mates, you don't have a partner, then yeah, this one is super ideal since you're the one who's going to manage your time, you're the one who's going to manage your efforts, you're the one who's going to deal with your own resources, and yeah, it's the freestyle uh, method or model. Okay, so when to use big bang model, as we discussed above, these models required when the project is small, like an academic or practical project. So this method is also used when the size of the developer team is small and when the requirements are not defined and the release date is not confirmed or given by the customer. So here are the advantages. So there is no planning required, simple model, few resources required, easy to manage, flexible for developers or developer. Okay. And then here are the disadvantages. There are high risk and uncertainty, of course. So it's quite super risky about it. Okay. So you're the one who's going to deal with everything. Not acceptable for a large project unless you're a full stack developer. And then you're like a super expert senior programmer. Then why not? Right? So I know a lot of peoples are like this, like they are one-man team. Real. They can create one big project, in span of 6 months to 1 year, just by themselves. And then at the end of the year, so they're already, they already have a lot of money since wala na silang kahati. So there are no uh division of money. So if you're receiving 1M, 2M, then it's all yours. Okay. And then if the requirements are not clear, that can cost, of course, very expensive. And then last, we have here prototype model. Wait a minute. This is the last one. My bad. This is not the second to the last, but the Big Bang model is the third to the last. So we have the second to the last, which is the prototype model. Anyway, so the prototype model requires that before getting out the development of actual software, working prototype of the system should be built, and then a prototype is a toy. So from the word prototyping, so this is also a quick release project if you want, or if your customer just want to see what is the general idea or what is the project that you're going to expect once it's done. Okay, so of course it will start with requirement gathering, quick decision, and then build a prototype. So you can start with paper prototyping, okay, or a stick prototyping. So whatever you want to use, as long as you have a prototype, okay. So yeah, and then of course you're going to present that to the customer, and then he or she will evaluate it. And then if it needs more changes, then you're going to define that one, and then again quick decision, and then build the prototype again. And then until your customer is very satisfied, and we'll now go over with the acceptance by the customer. And then you can now start designing the official one, implementing the official one, and then testing the official one. Okay, and then lastly is of course the maintenance. So here are the steps, and then here are the advantages. So it reduces the risk of incorrect user requirements since you have this so-called commitment or communication, wall communication with your customer. And then regular visible process age management, support early product marketing, reduce maintenance costs, and then errors can be detected much earlier as the system is made side by side. Okay, and then for the disadvantages, of course, it's an unstable or badly implemented prototype often becomes the final project or the final product rather. And then require extensive customer collaboration, of course. It costs customer money, needs committed customer, difficult to finish if customer withdraw, and then maybe to customer specific, no broad market. Okay, so difficult to know how long the project will last since it depends on the customer if we were already able to satisfy him or not. Then easy to fall back into the code and fix without proper requirement analysis, and so on and so forth. And then prototyping tools are expensive. Special tools and techniques are required to build prototype, and then it is the time-consuming process. So if you want a perfect system that, or let's not say perfect, or if you want a very customer satisfactory project, then this is the one for you. Prototype model. Okay, if you want to satisfy what your customers want. Okay, last one is the evolutionary process model. So evolutionary process model resembles the iterative enhancement model. The same pieces are defined for the waterfall model occurs here in cyclical fashion. This model differs from the iterative enhancement model in the sense that it does not require a useful product at the end of each cycle. So in evolutionary development, requirements are implemented by category rather than by priority. So for example, in a simple database application, one cycle might implement the graphical user interface or the GUI, and then another file manipulation, another queries, and another updates. So all four cycles must complete before there is a working product available. So GI allows the users to interact with the system. File manipulation allows the data to receive and retrieve. Then queries allow users to get out of the system. And then updates allows users to put data into the system. Okay. So why to use evolutionary process model? So here are some of the benefits. So use of evolutionary or EVO brings a significant reduction in risk for software projects. So EVO can reduce costs by providing a structured, disciplined avenue for experimentation. EVO allows the marketing department access to early deliveries, facilitating development, documentation, and demonstration. Better fit the product to user needs and market requirement. Manage project risk with the definition of early cycle content. Uncover key issues early and focus attention appropriately. Increase the opportunity to hit market windows. Accelerate sales cycles with early customer exposure. Increase management visibility of project progress. And then last is increase product team productivity and motivations. So in other words, this one is for call this one a business company, like a business tech company. Okay, so this is the one that they most likely use since they are always they are always evolving their products or their projects. Okay, in order for them to meet what are the customers want, what are the customers complaints, okay, and so on and so forth. All right, so again, this one is not for you guys, and this one is for businessman's own business company. So are we clear so far regarding this one? Or from the start to end?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we still have like 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes left. So didn't took us 10 20 minutes. So my apologies on that one. So we even took us like 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. Anyway, so any question or clarification so far regarding module 1 to 2? What about the others?
Sir.
So next meeting, even though you guys are not yet done with this SDLC model, so yeah, I will already publish this. Oops, this one is not week, of course. This one is already like week 4. Okay, planning stage. So I will still publish this one, and then we'll have a short discussion maybe if it's needed. Then yeah, and then week 4, I will also publish this one already. So you can have 2 remaining weeks. Yeah, 2 remaining weeks before your midterm exam. So para hindi na kayo maghabol sa oras. Mas maganda yung so umpisa pa lang nandyan na lahat and then saka na lang kayo mag-relax kapag sa dulo. Okay? So will that be okay to you guys? Hello, hello. All right. So tomorrow is for the laboratory. So yeah, if you guys have the same section with the laboratory, CPE 2B-F, if I'm not mistaken, is a section of my SoftDesgn Lab.
Yes, sir. F po, sir.
Yeah, SoftDesgn are already F sims. Full term na lahat. But, hindi ako 2B. Mine is just 2. So I hope you guys have the same section. Because if not, if
Yes, sir. Same lang po, sir.
you don't have the same section, then the other instructor is Ma'am Teresa. Okay. So she's the one who's going to require you a project. So probably parehas lang naman. It's just the same, you know. She will require you guys to make a project. I will also require you guys to make a project. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for now. And then let's just meet again tomorrow for those who have SoftDesgn done. So as always, thank you guys for coming. I really, really appreciate it. Especially to those who have, lasted up to the part 3. So you guys are awesome. It's really, really cool. So you guys are the reason why we keep on, pushing. Anyway, so goodbye and see you guys next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you too.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye, sir.